if you're managing a team, you are actually spreading energy to the people around you. We need to remember that no other person is in control of our life except yourself, regardless of company, culture, or industry. People are the most important resource in any organization. I am Fabi, teacher and learning development professional for the last 3 decades. I am also a clinical psychologist, a speaker, and a coach. Currently, I am adjunct professor at the Asian Institute of Management. Passion is into mental health.
Mental health is a very important issue. The world has becoming overwhelming. It created a lot of stress for our people. What's your observation?
I think that the pandemic really pushed us to use technology. We had to leverage on that. But it comes to the extent that we are no longer the masters of technology, but rather it's the other way around. It's technology mastering us and dictating us and controlling us. From the time we wake up, we're already on our phones, and I'm guilty of that. I think that this has become a very bad habit of ours. We think that we need to catch up all the time, the fear of missing out, the fear of not being able to know what's going around us has really caught us in a different manner.
Technology is here to stay, and that's a reality. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to thrive?
We have to start with ourselves. First, how do we practice mindfulness? Okay, mindfulness is being able to really work and appreciate on the now and not worrying about the future, not comparing yourself with other people, and not thinking about the past mistakes that's already been done, but rather learning from it. We need to remember that no other person is in control of our life except yourself. We need to start appreciating the time that we have by being mindful of what needs to be done on right now and not on the past and not in the future.
How will we support each other to be more mindful of the present?
If you're managing a team, you are actually spreading energy to the people around you. You need to be cautious with the small things that you do. It's easier to complain sometimes rather than to appreciate what you have. Sometimes we are the ones fueling that negative energy, and we are even not conscious about that. We need to actually be cautious about those things. As leaders, that is so essential. You need to understand people around you, support them, appreciate them, and even mentor them and know how to communicate with them. I would like to give an example. One of our employees was going through something in her life at the time, and she failed to be in a meeting one morning. The manager waited for quite a while. She woke up around midday and she felt guilty and bad. She contacted the manager and said, "I'm so sorry I missed the meeting because my medicine for anxiety made me sleep until midday." Manager said, "You know what? You need to rest and I'll talk to you tomorrow." For some people who are going through something that we are not aware of, that interpretation was taken differently. She felt guilty so much about, especially the term, "I'll talk to you tomorrow." And that kept going through her mind, was not feeling normal at the time. 5 hours later, she took some pills. The manner of which this was communicated to her was not something that was probably taken differently. Yes, tip for managers. You need to understand that we cannot assume that people or your team members will think the same way or will take the feedback the same way as you would. I always say different strokes for different folks. We need to put a little bit more empathy, especially if we already have that inkling that something is off or not normal with this individual. Managers would have to treat each individual differently depending on the communication style, commitment level, the competence of this individual.
You have to understand your people at a much deeper level. We leave company not because of companies, we leave companies because of our manager. Will you be able to share with us how you have actually successfully implemented such an initiative to intervene on mental wellness?
The time I joined my organization, I created a hashtag in an initiative called Mind Your Mind. First and foremost, you can never assume that you understand. So the first thing that I did was make an assessment, make a short assessment. It can be a survey of asking people how they are. I actually leverage on technology and use an AI technology to chat. This technology reached out all my employees on a daily basis, asking a simple question. I was getting analytics on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, as to how people were. How were people in the finance department? How were people in HR, in our operations, in our sales group, our accounts, our creative group, our digital space? In a manner, they were giving out information that helped me create a purposeful initiative. Based from those feedbacks, we were able to understand where are our people, how do they feel, top reasons why people felt not okay at the time.
You're showing that genuine care, that this company wants to make sure that you are really well as a person, not as a worker.
Regardless of company culture or industry, people are the most important resource in any organization. You need to make an investment as to how you can take care of them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's really a pleasure to be interviewed and really talk about mental health and mental well-being, and especially for HR practitioners and leaders out there. This is such an important aspect, the responsibility for taking care of ourselves, taking care of our team, and creating a psychological safety in our organizations.